Hi. So lately Gogeta vs Vegito has been a widely talked about discussion amongst the Dragon Ball community, so I thought I'd give my own 2 cents, but with a friend. Today we have Mr. Crafty Scales on the channel. Do you want to introduce yourself, plug the channel, all that?
Yes, sir. Hey, everyone. I'm Mr. Crafty. Thank you for having me on again. I'm from Mr. Crafty Scales. I'm almost at 1K. If you guys can subscribe, it'd be really nice for you. But I've done quite a few Dragon Ball videos on my channel. I'm not too much of Dragon Ball scale, but I love the Dragon Ball inverse. So I love to rep Vegito a lot when I'm talking about inverse, Dragon Ball. So I'm pretty proficient in this line of debating or just discussing. So I'm really grateful that you're having me on this, and I always like to talk about this stuff. So yeah, thank you again.
Of course, man. Let's get into it. First, I will be covering Gogeta, but before that, I'm going to cover some important facts. This video is a hypothetical battle of a current Vegito versus current Gogeta. I won't be using last shown versions as they're drastically different in scaling due to Goku and Vegeta's growth and power. This video won't go too much into the raw strength, speed, durability scaling I normally cover for the same reason I previously stated. Instead, this will mostly be dependent on hacks and the differences between fusion methods and more. Let's begin. Firstly, hacks and abilities. Gogeta has a very unique ability called the Soul Punisher. The Soul Punisher is a rainbow orb key thing attack. When thrown at an opponent, it does massive damage to them, but the only drawback is that it's designed to destroy evil souls. So this just kinda wouldn't work on Vegito, since he's not a bad guy. Other than that, it's just Goku and Vegeta. They can combine their techniques, use their own individual techniques. They just don't have any more unique abilities. Unique fusion conditions. Metamorph fusion, which is Gogeta's method, has a massive drawback. The power of the two users has to be equal. So let's say, hypothetically, Goku and Vegeta need to fuse, but Goku is actually stronger than Vegeta in this given time. Goku would have to lower his power to Vegeta's in order for them to fuse. But with Potara fusion, Vegeto's method, such a stipulation is non-existent. This means that under certain conditions, Metamorph fusion is inherently inferior to Potara. Time limit. The time limit of Metamorph fusion is consistently 30 minutes. It's stated in guidebooks countless times, and it's said by several characters. I'll throw some scans on the screen for you right now. So to conclude this section, Gogeta's power is kind of inherently inferior to that of Vegito. One of the characters has to lower their power. Even if it's a very slight change, it's still bad. They have one unique ability that won't significantly affect Vegito at all, and they have a time limit of 30 minutes. Now for Vegito's section. Mr. Crafty Scales is going to take care of this bit as he's far more educated on Vegito's power than I am. Wouldn't take that away from him. Take it away, Crafty.
Thanks, man. It means a lot. I don't know why a lot of Gogeta fans would say, the fusion brings out more power. I do not remember this being said at all. I read the majority of guides when talking about fusions. I do not know when this is stated. Is this true?
No, it's all fake propaganda made up by Gogeta fans. It's fabricated, fake news, all of it. It's not real.
Okay, good. I was just making sure that my years of investing into Dragon Ball just went down the drain because apparently some Discord mod said otherwise. Anyway, so Vegito is just blatantly stated both inverse and outerverse to be just the fusion itself. The Potara fusion is just innately stronger. Potara fusion itself is just innately higher, just stronger than the Metamorph fusion. Just stated in the daybooks. So again, non-biased, just meant to give more information on the story, or it's written by Akira Toriyama. In literally every guide it's been shown, it's been just stated that the Potara fusion itself is stronger. The one thing people try to bring up is that Gogeta from Fusion Reborn was stated to be stronger than Vegito, but that's referring to a Vegito from the Buu Saga. It's all kind of agreed that the Fusion Reborn, Gogeta, right, is just a little stronger since it's from a non-canon movie. Well, it's a non-canon for one, but again, it's from a non-canon movie that had debatably a better feat. So that's the reasoning for it. But again, so we have only a one non-canon statement. It's not even talking about the fusion itself, but different. It's for example, comparing Goku Black Arc Vegito to Broly movie Gogeta. Not fair. But again, now so we have these irrefutable statements from the databooks that the Potara fusion is just a lot greater, or even just stated stronger. It's unstated inverse by the other guy that the Potara fusion is greatly, higher than the, Metamora, which again, people would like to argue, saying, oh, that's just him being arrogant or trying to hype up himself or his own race abilities and stuff, which can be seen as valid, but we know that there's a lot more stuff other saying that. For one, even Vegito himself internally monologues to this. Doesn't even say this to Boo, he just says this to himself, which there really no reason why he would lie to himself. But of course, people are going to bring up the fact, oh, well, he's really cocky and arrogant, so he's just trying to, even in his own head, he's cocky and arrogant, which is just not good for these reasons. It was stated in the data books that one, the birth of Vegito gave birth to the greatest master in the universe. It was even stated that he is the ultimate warrior, like the perfect warrior, right? With that in line, now it's referring to his combat prowess, right? Which is true. He's literally fighting with his feet, like you can see how he moved was of a, like, for you Naruto fans, it was in the, like, a shinobi god. That's how he moved, right? Now, also talking about the greatest warrior, it was stated in the data books that one's power is influenced by their mentality. People often think that Vegito being, messing around, being arrogant, cocky to Boo, or even Zamasu is just him being, well, just a mean person, which is not true at all. That's not the case. The reason for that is because he's trying to mentally break him down. It was shown many times in the fight with Buhan, like he was trying to mentally break him down in every corner, like toying with him, like not just in terms of physical strength, but he was literally making fun of him. He was trying to say, like, how are you this strong person? Like he said, do you really think these child tricks would work on me? Like he's literally just making fun at every turn. Not only is he just making fun of him, he's just psychologically fighting him. That's something in Dragon Ball it's rarely, if not ever, shown. In terms of even most, like, fiction, like animes or in some fiction, it's really rare to see a character like that can physically fight you and then mentally fight you, like psychologically fight you. Going into that, he didn't just like mentally break him down to the point where he was just so scared of him, right? He was even teaching him how to fight. He literally said, that's not how you throw a punch, kid. This is how you do it. Let me ask you a question. Imagine you're fighting someone, he's like dog walking you just using his legs, and then he teaches you how to fight. He teaches you how to he makes you stronger, and he still slams you and proceeds to make fun of you, to break your mentality. What is your reaction?
I would just go home and cry myself to sleep. That's the most tragic thing I've ever heard of. Like, I did Taekwondo for 7 years of my life, and the only time I've ever been so superior to an opponent that I've literally taught them mid-fight was when it was like a child, beginner. That's unheard of, that he's that much better.
Yeah, he's just, in terms of Dragon Ball, right, there are people that are just drastically stronger than you, but not to the point when you're teaching them how to fight in battle. The only person that can be comparable besides Vegito is like when Beerus was fighting Goku, which makes sense, he's the god of destruction. But like, besides, that just means that Vegito has equal, if not even better, fighting prowess in terms of like intelligence-wise than the god of destruction, which if we're including manga stuff, that's actually consistent, but we're not getting a manga territory since, two different things, right? Anyway, going into that, right, this is just a perfect example. If even the fight, he planned to get turned into a candy so he could like literally cut off his tentacle. Then when he turned back, he literally was fighting him and lifted him over the area to show him where his tentacle was. He was so far ahead of him playing 4D chess. He literally guided him. His win, if you can call Buhan a win, he guided him to win just for him to actually come out on top. Like, it makes sense why Vegito had to go, because if it would have only been left down to Kid Buu and Vegito, he would have been like, oh, I can't teach this mindless thing, I'm just gonna step on him. Just step on him and he dies. But, and not just with Buhan, this is shown even in his fight with Zamasu. Although not to the same extent, because, like, it lasted a lot less, right? But in the manga, he quite literally, when he first popped up, he blew a part of his body off and said, oops, I guess you're not that strong after all. Looks like you can't regenerate. This is Vegito's mindset. He pulls up in a fight, he's like, okay, I'm gonna break you down mentally, and then I'm gonna make you become a gardener. By the way, it's just kinetic. Every time in Dragon Ball, when someone loses or just has nothing left to do, they just become a gardener. Legit, the Namekians, they're all gardeners. They have nothing left to do. Even Goku became a gardener. It's just canon. It's literally just canon. That just happens. Like, quite literally, like in the whole fight with Zamasu, right? He was making fun, saying, are you really a god? Is this really all the power of a god? Are you really think a simple trick would work? I could have done this back in Z. Like, he's literally showing him, I can do everything you can do, but better. The whole premise of that fight was to show Zamasu, this guy thinks he's so strong, well, I'm gonna let him do everything first, and then I'm gonna do it all but better.
Yeah, when he busted out the Keyblade, I was, like, in awe. That was insane.
Yeah. Like, something like, I want your opinion on this. So, did you notice at the start of the fight, like, Zamasu kind of was giving him the hands, like, showing him he can do all this stuff? But then every time Zamasu did something, Vegito did the exact same thing, but better. Like, that was his point. So I'm like, yeah, you're not that special. Are you really a god? Like, did you notice that?
I did. It just brings more evidence to the claim that he's a complete genius in battle, gets in the heads of his opponents, destroys them psychologically before he destroys them physically.
Quite literally, after he was like, before, like, he was about to kill him. He was gonna, like, okay, I'm kind of mentally broke you enough, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, if I remember correctly, like, Zamasu literally cried in that fight.
He did cry. I'll throw that on the screen right now. He cried.
Put a clown face on him as well. Literally, after he cried, okay, you're more mentally broken than Boo, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, with Boo, he was trying to show him the difference in their power, right? It was actually kind of funny. In the manga, it stated against his fight with the Gohan and, like, Boo tanks that he was on a fundamentally different dimension and was infinitely stronger than him. Take that as you will. But, like, and he was just trying to dish out the same punishment to him. He literally was coaching. But in this fight with Zamasu, he again was mentally breaking him down. And with all of that in mind, that just further salutes the fact that he was the ultimate warrior, or like the greatest master in the universe, because not only is he in terms of combatively this superior, but even mentally he's superior as well. Which in terms of mentally and like combative wise, this is even more precedent in Dragon Ball, because even like Khalifa and Goku, when they were fighting at the time, it was implied that their bases were equal, but after she goes Super Saiyan 2, which is 100 times increase, right? Goku, for some reason, was still able to beat her. It was explained by Vados that the fact that it was just out sheer difference in skill. I mean, just love how Goku's skill is able to make him hundreds of times stronger than someone just in base. Now, of course, Gogeta could do that, probably to a higher degree because of the whole fusion stuff. But Vegito can do that, but then do that so much better because he's literally the ultimate and perfect warrior, the greatest master of the universe, right? He literally be like, most likely, like my own opinion, he probably would only need to go Super Saiyan God, and then the skill factor would be enough to overcome Gogeta. What do you think about that?
I'd agree with that, yeah.
And again, like with all of this line, he has just verbatimly stated, right? He's just he's strong, right? That's irrefutable. Stated in data books, inverse, and I already proved why even Vegito himself is reliable with his intelligence stuff, right? So, on your own opinion, it's either by a small or a large margin. And then you have the skill difference, which can make him so much stronger purely based off skill. And then you have the intelligence factor that Vegito is going to be mentally breaking Gogeta as they fight. Like, he's literally like, are you really me? Are you really supposed to be a better fusion of me? Why do people like you? You're nothing. Broly must have been an easy win. What the heck's going on here? He's gonna beat him. He's gonna make him cry and make him a gardener. Like, that's just canon. That's canon. Like, that's gonna happen. Gogeta is gonna become Vegito's gardener. He's gonna be up there on his mountain wearing his drip, while Gogeta is working in the hot sun, just making a couple carrots just so he doesn't get mentally effed. Like, there's literally no other way. He takes, like, strength by, depending on your own opinion, by small or large. Intelligence, so much. He takes it, like, not even close. I don't even think that's close. What do you think?
Yeah, Vegito takes intelligence super easily.
Like, there's literally no intelligence for him. And then he has the skill, which I would argue is dramatically different, but, it's up to your opinion. Oh, well, Vegeta and Go. It doesn't matter. Literally does not matter. He has the same, but literally just stated better. And then he has, like, just the way to mentally get with you. That's terrifying. It's one thing if someone can just beat you, and then there's a thing when someone can actually mentally beat you. Combine the two, you don't want to fight someone like that. You do not.
Exactly. Not only is Vegito objectively superior, he's objectively superior mentally. He's just going to psychologically manhandle Gogeta.
Like, I really don't see a feasible way that Gogeta can even win.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday, you remember this, if Gogeta and Vegito fought 100 times, Vegeta would win 101 times. It's no debate.
Yeah, it's not at all. And if this was manga Vegito versus manga Gogeta, like, that number is gonna be like, what? Like, Gogeta, anime-wise, he wins 101 times out of 10, right?
Yeah.
In terms of anime-wise, bro, can we even put a number on how many times he wins?
Can't.
Yeah, there is. I don't think there's a mathematical number to put on it if this was manga. But like, yeah, this is just like, yeah. I think that's all my thoughts on the topic.
Hey guys, this is Editor Saiyaman coming at you. When I originally made this video with Crafty yesterday, I forgot to write up an important segment, Debunking Gogeta Stands. I'm gonna look up the arguments of 3 Gogeta fans and personally debunk them. So let's do that now. This core user hits us with the run-on sentence. He says, hold on, I gotta prepare for this.
30 minutes is pretty long in the DBZ universe. I mean, come on, people. Did everyone forget about Goku vs. Frieza when Frieza said that Namek would blow up in 5 minutes and that fight lasted like 10 through 15 episodes and Vegito and Gogeta can't go Super Saiyan 4? DBGT was just made for getting more money. It was not actually in the manga, so don't say Vegeta would win because of time limit with Gogeta too.
Bro, first of all, add some commas and periods to your sentences. Second of all, it doesn't matter how long 30 minutes is in the Dragon Ball universe. 1 hour is double 30 minutes no matter how you twist it. This sounds like opium to me. Next, Matt Day on Korra says,
Gogeta is vulnerable during the fusion, but if both Goku and Vegeta got the fusion down every time like Trunks and Goten did, then they wouldn't have to worry about failing.
This isn't about the convenience of the fusion, Matthew. It's about who would win in a fight. He says,
also, they don't have the crutch with the Potara earrings breaking and causing the fusion to split.
This has been shown to only really occur when the person they're fighting is significantly stronger than the fusion. If that wasn't the case, we would have seen a lot of more broken earrings by now. And this video makes it evident that Vegito is significantly stronger. He follows up with,
they can do the fusion anytime they wish without needing the earrings.
Again, Matthew, this isn't about convenience. Matthew, this is about who would win in a fight. Matthew. He closes his statement with,
and as I pointed to, it would seem that expensing,
you heard it here, not expending, but expensing,
insane amounts of ki doesn't really affect Gogeta as much as it did Vegeta.
Okay, fair point. Vegito did defuse early once due to using too much power, but the significant difference in strength, IQ, strategy, and pretty much any tier conceivable makes it evident that not only Vegito wouldn't have to use his max power, but Vegito would manhandle Gogeta in like 5 minutes, tops, if he did. Last one, Frozen Doom. Your profile picture is already concerning, but I'll hear you out.
In the new canon, the only difference between Potaras and Fusion is that there is no need to study poses and requirements for body size.
What?
In addition, the maximum duration of the Potaras merge is 1 hour, but if the resulting fighter is too strong, it can be cancelled before the due date. The strength of the merge is approximately the same.
I just addressed this. The problem wouldn't be met due to Vegito not having to use max power. Next bit.
Fusion's powerful transformations don't have a time limit, nor do they have an hour-long interval between repeated merges.
What? Did you even watch the Broly movie? There was a 30-minute time limit. Go watch again, now. You see, guys, this is the propaganda being spread by Gogeta fans. That concludes this segment. It's clear that most Gogeta fans are incapable of making good points. Back to the original recording. Alright guys, thank you for watching the full video. Please like, subscribe, not only to me, but to Crafty as well. Get him to 1K, he deserves it. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. You know, if you're a Gogeta fanboy and you want to debate me, just leave a comment.
I'll take anyone on manga Gogeta versus manga Vegito. Hey, please, I dare you. I double dog dare you. And also, again, thank you for having me. And also, we did a video together on my channel. He was amazing. I recommend you check that out. And like, also sub to him. Get this man to like, bro, honestly, you deserve 1K more than me.
I wouldn't say that much. You've been making videos way longer.
Nah. But thank you again for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. Alright, that's wrapping it up. Goodbye, guys. Subscribe!